That's the very thing that's going on in the mind of someone that's blowing their account, going into severe drawdown. Their subconscious is manifesting themselves through that transaction or series of transactions. The subconscious already knows that you're failing. So it's doing what? It's doing what you trained it to do. Manifest what you've programmed it to expect from you. But those things are going to take you time to learn. And which ones are you going to use for you? That's what this whole year is about. I'm showing you not the same thing all the time. I'm showing you different approaches to using the things that's already on my YouTube channel. Allowing you as the viewer, the trader in the making, to decide, wow, yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. I'm going to use that. Predominantly, and I'm aware of this, and most of everyone else is, too, when it comes to me teaching something new, it's like, that's it. That's the thing. That's the thing I was needing all this time. And for some of you, that might be true. That might be true for some of you. But there are students of mine that I see and I recognize them all the time. No matter what it is I teach, if it's something new, they will invariably say, this is it. This is the panacea. This is the be all end all. This is the silver bullet. And it's just their excitement about learning something new. See, they are perpetual students like my daughter. My daughter wants to be a college student the rest of her life. I don't understand it. But you shouldn't have that mindset, especially as a student of mine. Yes, I guess it is fascinating because I think it's my life's work and it is great. But your job is not to just love everything because ICT talked about it. And I'm thankful that some of you just feel that way. But let's face it, not everybody's going to trade a breaker. Not everybody's going to trade an institutional order flow entry drill. It just isn't going to resonate with them. It doesn't mean it sucks. It doesn't mean that one thing is better than the other. And I get a lot of questions sent to me through TradingView and Twitter. Which PD array is better? In the new one I just saw the other day. It may have been today, I don't know. It's a little bit of a blur in time, but the tweet was, what's more powerful, more significant? A divergence between the NASDAQ and the ES, or ES and the dollar? To which I responded, they're equally efficient. Like there's no advantage. One of them is enough. If there's both the dollar and an index divergence between the three averages, the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the ES, if one of those fail to confirm lower lows or higher highs, that's enough. It doesn't matter if one is the Dow that diverges, or if it's the NASDAQ, or if it's the ES. As long as one of them diverges, and you have a narrative already in mind, then the S&P, it means something. But just because S&P is forming, if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know where you are in market structure, where you are in time of day, what liquidity is yet to be taken and engaged, or what inefficiency it's aiming for, you can trick yourself just by looking at SMT. But it's funny how when I'm talking about SMT, it's there. Why? Because I'm bringing you the narrative. That's the part I'm lending to you, that experience. Watching price through my eyes. Those old 50-year-old tired eyes. You're learning how to do this incrementally, which is the only way you can learn it. And for some of you, it's not happening fast enough, and you're sharing your frustrations through tweets. And I must say, that's unfortunate, because I've asked many times for you not to do that, because number one, the only thing you're doing is reinforcing subconsciously that you're probably going to be unsuccessful, because you're elevating, you're placing all the emphasis on your shortcomings, and you're doing it in a negative light. Like you're bringing all the energy and highlight and spotlight on the fact that you can't do it. I saw a student or a viewer. I'm not sure what it is. It could be somebody just trolling, but they said, I hate myself because I can't learn this. Well, that's the worst thing. Apparently you're not listening, because if you really feel that way and you felt compelled to type that out and just toss that out there in the abyss, into the ether, what's going to happen? You kept some of that internally. You kept it. You didn't throw it away by just typing it into the internet, sending it into Twitter. You signed it to your soul. Like you literally tattooed the pain, the regret of that tweet, that emotional stimuli that you've elevated it to. You have retained that internally, and you now have to work through that. And every time you do it, you're building up more callus. That makes it harder for you to get down to the flexible skin that you have to be as a trader. When you build up all these calluses, which is all emotional and psychologically done to yourself, you lose the elasticity of having healthy skin as a trader. That's why it's important for you to listen to me, so that way you don't get the scar tissue. The scar tissue is not so elastic. It limits you. I've been stabbed in my thigh. When I was a younger man, they tried to take my car off me. And every now and then, if I'm doing certain stretches or whatever, I can still feel that tugging in my thigh because there's scar tissue there. So the same thing applies with you while you're learning how to do this. You don't want to encapsulate a negative feeling about your shortcomings. Don't encapsulate that moment of regret or despair or doubt. Instead, whenever you have that impulse to do that, you need to change the vocabulary. Instead of saying, I hate myself because I can't learn this shit. That was the tweet. Instead of typing that out and sending it into the ether on Twitter, say something like this. I'm not there yet, but I'm excited that I'm going to absolutely kill it. And I will know exactly how to do this before I ever thought I could. Now, you may not wholeheartedly believe everything you just typed, but your subconscious retained it. You're programming yourself with positive self-talk. It's important, folks. It's absolutely crucial, because this game is won between the ears. It's not won with the clicking of your mouse. Because long before you press that button on your mouse, there's a war going on between those two temples of yours. That gray matter, that 7-pound universe that's inside your skull, it's wrestling. And the only thing it's wrestling with is the only thing you gave it. The worrisome thoughts, the what if thinking. What if I fail? What if everybody laughs at me? What if they ask me for my results and I can't show it? What if my spouse asks me, did you lose any money today? See, that's what you're feeding yourself. You're feeding yourself that constant diet of negativity. And is it any wonder or surprise when it comes time to doing a trade, you're scared? Of course, it doesn't make any sense for you not to be scared, because you've conditioned yourself. And then you feel like you shouldn't be scared to press the button or worried about the outcome, or if you take a loss, it's monumental now, because you've told yourself dozens of times before you even walk to your computer, before you even check the charts, you've already convinced yourself that you're probably going to lose money today. I'm probably going to lose money today. It's going to be one of those days. Well, let me get in there and get it over with. And then you go onto social media like it's your therapist. Like someone's going to be coddling you and saying, honey, it's okay. Listen, chin up. Okay. Keep doing exactly what you're doing and you'll get there. I'm not going to tell you that. If you type those things into Twitter and my handle's attached to it, you're never going to hear me or see me say, keep doing what you're doing, buddy. That's the right way of doing it. That's the wrong way of doing it. You're encouraging negative thinking, toxic thinking, more specifically. And you have to guard yourself from doing that. And I know it's hard, especially when you're new. It just feels normal for you to vent. Believe me, I know all about that. But when you're new and you're learning, it's crucial that you guard your mind and you don't allow your mind to run around like a child and emotionally charge every experience in light of its negative implications on you as a trader or as a person. It's important for you to understand that that is a counterproductive trait that many people do. And unfortunately, it does them in. It prevents them from ever finding success. It prevents them from reaching their highest performance, where they don't have to worry about the outcome. Do you think that major league athletes like baseball players, football players, even golfers, do you think they're up there thinking to themselves right before they swing the bat, before they wait for the quarterback to snatch the ball and send it to whoever's going to be expected to catch it, or when they're up there getting ready to swing that putter? Do you think they're telling themselves, man, I'm about to blow it here. This is going to be the worst thing I've ever done in my entire career, and I'm being televised? Do you think they're doing that? Chances are they're probably not. What are they probably doing at the time? They're focusing on what their conditioning and training has brought them to that very moment. What am I supposed to be focused on? This is the play we're about to do this play. The playbook says, the coach said, this is what we're doing. It doesn't matter what just happened 2 plays ago or last inning or last quarter or whatever, what hole. We're here right now. What's the process? I'm supposed to do this because this is what's happening. So therefore, this is what's been given to me. I have to make a decision. What's my process? What's my experience tell me? I'm leaning on that, not what if thinking. If the quarterback takes the ball, snatches it, and starts thinking, what if I throw the ball to the wrong player? They don't have time. They're not there thinking about that stuff. Major League Baseball players with high batting averages, they're not stepping up to the plate and thinking to themselves, well, I ain't struck out in a while. It's probably a good time to start doing it. That's not what they do. That's not what they do. But some of you, all of us really, in the beginning, as traders, when we're new, we're out there saying, man, I suck. Man, I'm never going to get this stuff. This is really hard. This is way harder than I thought it was. This is just BS. I'm never going to make it. Why am I failing at this? Why won't these order blocks work? Because you're frustrated and it's normal. But you have to replace that with positive self-talk. You are your best cheerleader. You're the only cheerleader that's going to have an impact on you. Yes, that's the truth. Because yes, you can go out there and lie on social media and pretend to be something you're not. Or you can share something you got lucky with and wait for other people to like the comment on it and say, wow, you're the GOAT. And the only thing that's doing is what? It's stroking your ego when you know you're not going to be able to replicate that again. It's just an aberration right now. It just happened, and you know it, but you want to feel good, so you toss it up to the abyss, into the ether, on Twitter, on Instagram, so that way someone will see you and they'll pat you on the back, and that's a false sense of security. That's a false sense of security. That's a false sense of accomplishment. So it goes both ways. You shouldn't talk to yourself in a negative light when you don't do well, because your subconscious is so powerful. It's absolutely crucial that you feed it the right things. If you constantly give it negativity, it's going to show up and it's going to present what you fed it. You're going to get in, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. If you're constantly feeding yourself negativity, highly critical of yourself, doubting yourself, when it comes time to do something in trading, in anything, you're going to second guess, you're going to doubt, you're going to procrastinate. And even when you do make a move, you won't be doing it with confidence, because you're going to expect what your subconscious already told you is going to happen. You're going to fail. And here you are doing it over and over again, expecting something different to happen. That must be the epiphany ICT is talking about. I'm looking for this thing to happen. You're never going to have it happen when you're doing that. You're going to be consistent at failing, instead of aligning yourself with consistently developing into profitability. And you can't reach profitability if you're constantly feeding yourself negative, self-doubting thoughts or highly critical thoughts of yourself, lacing it with, I'm such a screw up. I really blew it this time. I'm never going to get this. This is harder than I thought. This is too hard. Those types of things. Your brain is extremely powerful. It does so many computations all day long, you have no idea. But the average person, listen folks, the average person every single day has at least 300 negative thoughts. Don't believe me? Tomorrow when you wake up, every time you think of something negative, put a little check mark on a piece of paper, or send yourself, a text message. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep the count like that. You'll be astonished how fast you start mounting up how many negative thoughts. I didn't believe it either when I first heard it. And I learned it from Lucinda Bassett. She was one of the authors I read when I was dealing with high anxiety and agoraphobia, which is a fear of being around other people, which is all stemming from 9/11 garbage, listening to the television. So I don't have a television that I watch. But these negative thoughts, 300 of them a day. And you wonder why these antidepressant drugs are in style right now. Because you've not learned how to deal with everyday stress. You've not learned correctly how to learn to do things that are very demanding of us as humans. And you're doing something that is extremely difficult. No matter where you come from, whatever walk of life, whatever culture, whatever race, whatever sex you are, it doesn't matter. This is one of the hardest things that you as a human being will ever endeavor to do, because it's so easy to psych yourself out. I'm convinced that 80% of people that fail, they've talked themselves into failure, either subconsciously or blatantly. Think about what you've done to yourself as a trader. If you've traded with live funds and you've blown that account or accounts, you can go right back to the moment where you knew at that moment, right before you did it, when you still had money in the account, the day that you did like 25, 30 trades, over leveraging, trying to fix something, trying to just do whatever, at some point, it became like you just wanted to end it all because it was too painful. Just click until I don't have any more money left. I don't have the discipline to do it right. I've already convinced myself that I'm never going to do this. So let's just blow the account and be done with it. So subconsciously what? Your mind tells your hand there's something to do. Push the button. But the chart's saying nothing about doing anything at all. You're never going to see a book written like that. But that's the stuff that goes on for real. That's the very thing that's going on in the mind of someone that's blowing their account, going into severe drawdown. Their subconscious is manifesting themselves through that transaction or series of transactions. The subconscious already knows that you're failing. So it's doing what? It's doing what you trained it to do. Manifest what you've programmed it to expect from you. But when the money's gone and the account's blown, you have this sudden feeling of regret that you didn't have before you were pressing the button. You didn't have any regrets. You were going right in there, pressing and pressing and pressing and pressing because you had a task. You had a goal and you hit it. Well done. What would have happened if you would have conditioned yourself properly, encouraged yourself with positive self-talk, constantly filtering out every negative thought and replacing it with something positive? Oh, I took a loss. That's okay. That one loss isn't going to hurt me. I'm going to stop trading today because I don't want to have any reason to compound that pain and make it harder for me to come out of this drawdown, which is easy for right now. It takes a lot to have that discipline, to remind yourself, oh yeah, something bad just happened. Well, you know what? I'm going to stop here. And before I lose control of myself, I'm going to exercise discipline. I'm going to do the right thing, which is follow the principles, convince myself that this is not the end of the world, and do it in a light that's positive. And then what's going to happen is the next time you go in from the charts, you're not going to be fearful because that last trade that you just took a loss on, it wasn't that big of a deal. You stopped trading because you know that your discipline is required and you did the right thing. You didn't make it worse. And you're not impatient, so you're not trying to rush to get it right back because you lost a trade. And that way, when you go into the next trade, what are you feeding off of? The positive things that you've reinforced your subconscious with. None of that fear, none of that regret is manifesting in the next trade. You're going right back to why are you doing this? You want to make money. You want to live a better life. You want to have a secondary income. That income doesn't just fall in your lap because you told yourself you suck. That income isn't coming because you told yourself you deserve more and it's just harder than you thought it was going to be, though. How's that productive? But that's what you have to be aware of. Every day you're feeding your subconscious the very reasons why you're either succeeding or you're failing. And it takes a lot of effort to constantly keep your mind focused on the positive things. In recent years, it's very hard to stay positive about anything. It's depressing if you look around and see what has been going on. But you still have to grind and prepare yourself mentally for this. No one's going to do it for you. No one's going to sit down and tell you to do these things. I mean, I'm doing it now. Every time I have a Twitter space, I'm basically doing that. But it's a bit annoying when I see students in Twitter tweeting to me or copying me in a tweet where they're complaining with a negative tone. about their inability to do something by now. I should have been learning how to do this X months ago, but I'm still losing in my trades when you're not supposed to be trading. I don't get it. You're not listening. It's not going to magically happen for you because you're pressing a button with a live account when you don't know how to trade. I mean, that's like 101 trading. Like, it doesn't magically happen just because you're using real money. You have to be able to do this consistently by reading the tape with no trades put on, not a demo, for months. Then do it consistently with paper trades or demo. Consistently. Then you have a decision to make. Are you prepared? How will I know when I'm ready to go into live funds, ICT? How will I know? When you're bored to death, you go in every single day and you can get your 5 handles. And it's easy for you to do it. Then you can entertain that thought. But not before. If you are nervous or have any anxiety, or do you get angry when you have a losing trade in a demo? If you're angry over that transaction, you're not ready to trade with live funds. Believe me, you're not. If you're overzealous about getting into a trade, even in a demo, like you're so excited to push the button because you want to see it deliver like you want it to deliver, you're not ready to trade with live funds. Because you have created a environment that is charged emotionally. It's either euphoria or it's doom and gloom. It's the best or the worst when it needs to be indifferent. You need to be able to look at these trades like a psychopath. There's no emotion. Like you're a serial killer. You're literally looking at these candles, knowing that the other side of that trade, someone's bleeding. And you don't care. Matters not to you. That's the reality of it. But what happens is you have conditioned yourself to be a lamb. And you walk out there all by yourself, scared to death, and you press the button. You walk into the slaughterhouse. And you're counting the seconds down until a lion devours you. And when it does, in your last moments of life in that trade before it stopped out and you're in a loss, you're squealing, why did this happen to me? Why am I being devoured? This shouldn't be happening to me. When you, as the lamb, walking out there ill-prepared, you have no defense. You have no defense against the lion. And you're wondering why that happens in your trading. Because you're ill-equipped. You're going into a slaughterhouse every single time you enter these markets. I'm going in it, you're going in it, we're all going in it. But some of us are walking out of there the same way we went in. But we're taking a pound of flesh with us. We're not leaving a pound of flesh or more in there. We know our way in and our way out. We know when the lions are on the prowl and wanting to eat. We don't want to go in there then. But that's exactly what the retail traders want to do.